Hi, this is RGK. I'm still on a break. These days I'm too busy with work. Also, I didn't yet find the time to play older games like I wanted to. But I really wanted to talk about Ape Out. To cut it short, let's say that it's almost like Hotline Miami, but with a gorilla. Yeah, okay, it won't have the impact of a masterpiece such as Hotline Miami. It's shorter and your character cannot do as much, but it's still a great game that I can recommend, and there are quite a few worthy game mechanics to find here. On principle, it's simple. You play as an ape trying to escape through 4 different chapters, proposing a different location each. However, out of these 4 environments, all that our gorilla is able to distinguish is the rough shapes and overall color rather than precise details that a human eye would recognize. Furthermore, these simplistic shapes extend in 3D to the edge of the screen and block your peripheral vision, preventing you to see further ahead or what lies around the corner. All of this reinforces the immersion of being an animal inside a maze made by humans, a place that it cannot understand, but it must instinctively flee. The player is not a cold-blooded psychopathic killer, they are a gorilla that only defends itself as it searches for an exit. Another detail that contributes to this feeling is that the layout of the levels changes each time that you try again. Rooms and corridors all become different, so you cannot memorize a path or enemy positions. Everything is pushing you to react on instinct. Only when you die there is a glimpse of the layout and you can see how far you've gone. Conversely, it's not all randomized. The beats of the levels don't change, there are always some specific choke points or little scenes that play out. It's an elegant mix of controlled and randomized level design. Talking about the beats, the soundtrack follows the same tone, adapting procedurally to the actions of the player. When it comes to its presentation, it's a unique and well-made game. There is gore galore, and the marks left by explosions and bullets reinforce a satisfying feeling of brutality. Nimble and fragile human bodies torn apart to small chunks is in stark contrast to the huge gorilla's body. A single punch can throw a guard against a wall and tear him apart. Our beast is powerful, but limited by the range of its fists. Thus, enemies do not react immediately and take time to aim before shooting, which leaves a brief moment to improvise in this freeform chaos. And that's also where the game does something unique. You can grab a human, which has 3 functions. First, simply use them as a meat shield. Second, throw them on their fellow for pretty blood fireworks. Finally, as you hold them, your victims squeeze the trigger and you can awkwardly attempt to shoot down your opponents. And it's brilliant. It increases the number of options at your disposal during combat while requiring speed and skill. Just be mindful that holding a hostage can slow you down, so according to your current health, you might prefer to run unencumbered. Coming victorious out of a seemingly disparate situation feels incredibly satisfying. Ape Out manages to reach that sought-after state of flow. Variety in the game comes from the layout of the levels and learning the enemy types, such as grabbing a machine gunner to clear a room or being careful around dynamite guys that can explode under your paws if you use them as meat shield. Over time it can feel a bit limited, but it works wonders during the short duration of the campaign, which can last from 2 to 3 hours. Towards the end, it gets more and more difficult, so if you are one to enjoy a challenge, you will be happy. There are achievements for completing the levels in harder difficulty, with tons of enemies everywhere, and there is also an achievement for completing a chapter without killing a single human. Good luck with that. And there is also a bonus mission that consists of breaking into a building to save a pup and bringing it back to the exit, and it was a fun ride. To conclude, yeah, okay, Ape Out is sort of like Hotline Miami with a gorilla and just more simplistic, but it's a unique game that really makes you feel the brutal and chaotic escape of an animal trapped in a human jungle. I enjoyed the ability to grab enemies rather than picking up weapons. It's smooth and fast and does not break the pacing of the game. Be prepared for a lot of tension and fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!